Candace, are we on? All right, we got a packed house tonight. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next is the moment of silence. Thank you. Next is my favorite, community recognition. First, we have recognizing the Homer Junior High Bowlers for their outstanding achievements. I'm sorry. Oh, I was so excited about that community recognition. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Present.
Trustee Reinders.
Present.
Trustee Lepore.
Present.
Trustee Muller.
Present.
Trustee Schaller.
Present.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Present.
Mayor Knightsky-Troicke.
Present. All right, next is community recognition. First, we are recognizing the Homer Junior High Bowlers for their outstanding achievements. I'm going to ask the board to please head to the middle of the room for photos. Come on, everyone.
I'm going to call you guys up one at a time, and then if you can meet with the board and then stay up there for a picture. First, we would like to recognize the Homer Junior High girls bowling team that recently competed at the IESA State Championship and finished 9th place out of 24 teams. Honorable mention to Brooke L., who finished 2nd in the girls' individual competition. First up, coach, I'll call the two coaches, Mr. Doyle and Ms. Troha. There you go. Yep. Next, Brooke, not here? Okay. Lexi Vandell. There you go. Lily Strassel. Make sure it says your name in there. Let's see here. Hold
There's
on.
a band concert tonight, so a couple are missing.
Okay, and then I know when we've got, wait a minute, Lily, is that you? This is yours, sorry.
Two Lilies.
Oh, okay. Let me double check, because I feel like, okay, that was the other one. Nina Vega, not here. Lily Gaffney. And Bella S. Nope, okay. All right, that would be it for the girls. Next, we're recognizing the Homer Junior High boys bowling, oh wait, yep, sorry.
Please, why don't you come in the middle? Yeah. You guys are the stars. Come on. Yeah, come on.
Good.
Good.
Oh, that's why.
There's Mama. Proud Mama. Take it. Congratulations.
I gave them the wrong ones. Double check your certificates, because I think I gave you guys players the bowlers ones, so those right here. Sorry. Okay. Next, we're recognizing the Homer Junior High boys bowling team. They also qualified for the IESA State Bowling Championships back in March. They earned 3rd place at the state level. Honorable mention to John A., who earned a 10th place finish in the boys' individual competition. First we have Jacob K. Connor Patera. Wes Nusko. John A. Not here? Okay. And Joey Vicala.
There you go.
tremendous achievement by both teams that reflect not only their skill, but their hard work all season. Oh, there you go. So, okay. All right, these are not in the order that I thought they would be. Okay. Okay, next we would like to recognize the Lockport Township High School's a cappella group, Off the Record. They placed first at the ICHSA Great Lakes semifinals in March. They also recently had the opportunity of competing at the ICHSA finals at the Town Hall in New York City. The 2026 final was this group's first year qualifying for this competition. Again, I'll call your names up, and then if you can stand up front by the board and stay for a picture. Gavin Kloss. Hold on, because these weren't in order with the way they were, what I had it typed, so I'm probably going to have to go back and, sorry. Right? Hang on. Okay. Probably end up being the last one, right? Yeah. Right? And there you go. Yep. Okay, we're just going to go in order of what these say. Okay, next we have Zachariah Pitchford. Thank you. Gianna G. Congrats. Olivia Sweeney. Yep, congrats. Adeline Normand. Yep. Andrew, is it Sell? Selly? Sorry. Brody Bartles. Evan DeGilio.
You guys are all so tall.
Jonas Barter. Congrats. Linnea McGrath. Congrats. Yep. Jack Selly. Yep. Zachary DeGilio. Yep. Brooklyn Drab. Congrats. Benjamin Forbes. Gabriella Delara. Duncan Kenny Benson. Soren Moan. Cadence S. I can't pronounce her last name, but my son did go to school with her, so I know who she is. There are several seniors tonight that there's a scholarship award ceremony at the high school, so that's probably why we've got several missing. Brady Wertz and Catherine Whitman, and also the director, Chad Getz.
turn sideways or something.
Only your good side.
Yeah, same side. Okay, everyone look that way.
Are you guys gonna sing it all for us? Put you on the spot? I know, I'd like them to, but if they can't.
Yeah, see if they'll stick.
They're all like, wait, yeah, oh, one said yes. You guys gonna sing?
Yeah, that's true. Scratch
They're
them.
missing like 40% of them.
Oh, so what?
They all have certain parts.
Amazing Grace, you guys know Amazing Grace? Oh, it's what? Oh. What are you showing them?
Amazing Grace.
All right, if you can't, it's all right.
Oh, wait, I did say, you know what, real quick, although, if you want to catch one of their performances, you can go check them out at the LTHS Choir's Big Show on the 16th.
Huh? Yeah. I see that you want to. If you want to, now's your chance.
Come on up.
Oh, there we go. All right. I am a Porter alum, so I appreciate you guys. I was never in the choir. That's an absolute, did not happen. But, but thank you guys, appreciate you. Okay. Next, we are on amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd like to make. Yes, Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to move up new business, if we can.
Sure, where would you like to place it?
We could put it at, let me see here.
How about after public comment?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Madam, any discussion on that? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendment to the agenda.
Trustee Mason,
Aye.
Trustee Muller,
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders. Aye. Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries on the amendment. Any more amendments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Mason?
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve March 25th, 2026 Village Board meeting?
Aye. I'll make that motion.
Trustee Holzhauser, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore, any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve April 8th, 2026 Village Board meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Holzhauser?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason, any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
All right, next, motion carries. Next is public comment. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. If you need an additional 3, the board can motion to approve that. First up is Joyce Hale. Welcome, Mrs. Hale.
Long time no see.
Is your podium button on? Is it green?
Now it is.
There it is.
I'm going to say now, I will need more than 3 minutes, probably not much more though. Good evening, my name is Joyce Hale. I'm a resident of the Cedar Glen subdivision and I live on Glenview Court directly adjacent to the parcel of land the Badger Daylighting is seeking to have rezoned to C4. Rezoning this property is the most aggressive zoning classification in the county and raises endless concerns for residents while providing no meaningful benefit to our neighborhood, township, or village. Simply put, this type of development does not belong in our community. Badger needs to find a location within an industrial area. First and foremost, the concern regarding is the concern regarding water usage. Badger has informed the county land use department that they intend to use well water. Doing so will have a detrimental impact on the wells serving Cedar Glen, Windmill Estates, and all of the houses south of 159th Street. Their trucks hold approximately 1,300 gallons of water each, and they are refilled daily. We have heard estimates ranging anywhere from 30 to up to 80 trucks. Even at the low end, 30 trucks is not an insignificant number. 30 trucks is 30 trucks too many. At the township meeting, Badger suggested they may potentially annex into the village for water service, but many residents do not believe that's a realistic plan they intend to pursue. Badger has repeatedly used vague and non-committal language such as intend, hopeful, possibly, and potentially. That should concern all of us. If this property is rezoned to meet their needs, there is nothing preventing them from expanding beyond the scope of their initial proposal. There would also be nothing preventing them from selling the property to another high-intensity industrial user in the future. Despite comments about preserving portions of the land or working with the Forest Preserve, there would be no legal obligation requiring them to do so. Should the zoning change happen, they would have broad authority to develop the property as they choose. Truck traffic and congestion would also have a major impact on our community. At this time, there is still no clear plan regarding how these 30-ton trucks would return to the facility each day. One option being discussed is having trucks travel north on Cedar Road from Route 6 and Interstate 355.
30 seconds.
I'm going to pause you right there. If you need, is there a motion to approve Ms. Hale for additional 3 minutes? Trustee Reiners, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Schaller, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That route includes the already dangerous S-curve area and passes 2 elementary schools, the district bus barn, and a fire station. Their stated operating hours of 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. would directly overlap with school dismissal traffic and bus operations. Even imagining 10 of these trucks lining up waiting to turn west onto 159th Street would create a significant, serious congestion and safety concerns, let alone 30 or more. At the township meeting, Badger representatives stated the noise would not be a concern because trucks would be started inside a building. Frankly, that seems unrealistic. It's difficult to believe that every truck would be housed indoors, and regardless, the noise generated by dozens of heavy industrial trucks leaving and returning to the site each day would still be significant. When researching concerns of associated living near a Badger facility, one of the common warnings mentioned was early morning, high-intensity industrial noise. That is not compatible with a residential neighborhood. Light pollution is another concern, especially for a community that is designated as a dark sky community. While representatives claim lighting would be limited and motion activated, many residents find that difficult to believe. Realistically, a facility of this nature would require substantial lighting and for operational safety and security. Residents also raised concerns regarding fueling operations. Badger stated that a tanker truck would come to the facility nightly to refuel vehicles. This additional truck traffic and activity would create even more disruption for nearby residents, including those of us living directly off the cul-de-sac adjacent to the property. I also want to express to you concern regarding the credibility of the information presented. During the township meeting, Badger representatives and their attorneys made statements that were incorrect and easily verifiable as false. Inaccurate information is already being provided publicly on smaller matters, so it raises legitimate concerns about what other claims may not fully be truthful or transparent. I want to close by acknowledging that we understand the final decision ultimately rests with the county board. However, we are asking the village to stand by its residents and formally oppose this rezoning request. Even residents who do not live directly to this adjacent to this property will still feel the negative impacts through increased traffic, safety concerns, industrial activity, and changes to the character of our community. We are not opposed to development. We understand that this property will eventually be developed, but the development should make sense for this area and align with the long-term version of 159th Street.
30 seconds.
Shops, restaurants, and community-focused businesses would provide value to residents, positively contribute to the village. Our community deserves better than having a heavy industrial trucking company operating in our backyard. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Perfect timing. Thank you. Dan Hernandez, come on, help me here.
Rare Dons.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Rare Dons.
Rare Dons, okay, I can see that.
And I apologize, I thought I was just signing in case I spoke on behalf of the school district, Goodings Grove School later, so.
Sure.
If it's okay, I can take a seat till later.
Are you with the school district?
I'm a civil engineer who
Okay,
designed the project.
so when we get to that item, we can always call you up to answer questions. Okay,
Thank you.
perfect, thank you. Ryan Sullivan?
Similar to Dan, I'm just here to speak on behalf of Marion Village.
Okay,
You guys get to that action item number 10 if needed.
are you with Marion Village?
Yes.
Okay, we can call you up when that happens too. And Stephen. Theo Hands?
Theo Harris.
Oh, Theo Harris. Oh, I see the RI. Okay, got it.
Long Greek and difficult, I apologize.
No, you're good.
I'm here for a grant. I just wanted to come up and say I appreciate you guys helping the small businesses in Homer Glen.
Yeah, of course, always.
Essentially, that was it. I own and operate out of the Megaplex. You guys approved me for a 24/7 grant a few meetings ago, and we finished like a full renovation. We'd love to have each and every one of you. I have quite a few Public Works employees as well, if not the whole entire morning crew. But we'd love to have each and every one of you if you guys are ever around. So thank you, I appreciate it. That's it, short and sweet.
That was very nice,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
It's
Thank you
nice
very
to
much.
hear
Thank
nice
you.
things every now and then. Thank you. All right, that closes public comment unless anybody else has anything to say before I close it.
Wash my clothes up.
All right, I'm going to hand that over. All right. We are now going to, we're going to move to new business. We moved, I'm assuming, Trustee Mason moved new business to talk about 159th Street. Trustee Scheller, did you want to speak? You kind of took the reins at the township meeting as a resident.
I did as a resident. I appreciate the resident from Cedar Glen coming forward. Again, that is all excellent information, very true, and I believe the village attorney will expound on our special meeting on Friday and go into exactly what is on the agenda when it's his turn.
Okay. All right. Anything else for new business? No? That's it? Okay. We're going to move on to reports and communication from the president and other officers. Village Manager Joe Baber.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to thank all staff, EMA, and volunteers who helped with the Kite Fest this last weekend. It was well attended, the weather cooperated, and I thank you all for your efforts. We're looking for volunteers for Homerfest and all our events throughout the year. Sign-up information can be found on the village's website. On May 23rd at 10 a.m., we'll be having a Zemke Way dedication ceremony in front of Village Hall, officially dedication of Heritage Circle here at Zemke Way. Also, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. The Behavioral Health and Addiction Recovery Committee has provided many resources which are available on the village's website. That concludes my report.
Thank you. We're going to move on to village trustees. Trustee Holzhauser.
Yeah, I would just like to recognize and congratulate the Homer Junior High bowlers and go on the record for off the record and congratulate them guys to the a cappella group from Lockport. Other than that, no report.
Thank you. Trustee Lepore.
Thank you. As chair of the Economic Development Committee, I would like to remind everyone of a local business promotion throughout the month of May. You may have seen some signs as you're driving around town. They have a local a QR code that will scan and link you to a list of coupons. This is a promotion for local businesses, and we're looking to make this a big success. The printed versions can be found at Village Hall, also throughout local participating businesses, and you can download them from the website or just look for this here promotional booklet. Lots of great coupons inside. Take a look at the deals we provide, and I encourage everyone to get out and take advantage. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Mason.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Not even 6 months ago, we passed some legislation and/or a referendum, along with many, I think it was 2,500 other municipalities and the Coalition Against Bigger Trucks, to be on our roadways, and we did that with a purpose. This company, Badger, that's coming in, their trucks are 36 feet long. A semi starts at 42 feet long and goes to about 53 feet and weighs 80,000 pounds. Badger plans on carrying water, and their trucks are 46,000 pounds, so you can basically consider them closer to 45 or 48,000 pounds when they're done being loaded. One of the things that the resident of Cedar Glen, and thank you very much, ma'am, for speaking up. I too was at the township meeting. I understand the transportation industry. This is not a trucking company, even though they have big trucks. They are a sewer and storm and rotting and Vector company with trucks. I do not think a berm is going to stop fumes that come over. That's not how it works. As far as safety issues, these trucks have baffles in them. They stop the water flow from shifting and going from side to side and forward and back, but it doesn't stop the flow when you make a quick turn or an avoidance to miss an obstacle. Those trucks have a tendency of tipping over. I know this for a fact. Their biggest competitor is a company called National Power Routing, who also has the same type of equipment. Badger will be utilizing our water system if they do go by well. When they go into the wells, it affects our communities. Not only is it affecting our community and possibly they're getting the benefit of our aquifer, but the communities that they service are taking our water. We know that American Illinois Water, they sell it as, how would you say, I guess, Clean City Water, Lake Michigan, but it's not. They too tap into our water. We have a mix of water from our well and from the city. So I worry about the levels of that, and I think Trustee Schaller actually did a little more digging on the aquifer and some of the implications there. But I feel that we need to protect our residents and our neighbors. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Trustee Reinders?
Thank you, Mayor. Just no report tonight, but I just would like to just remind everybody that the Homer Glen Community and Nature and Harmony Foundation is going to be sponsoring a run in Heritage Park on June 13th. There's going to be several different medals for different age groups, and there's going to be a lot of goodie bags, and we're going to have Joey's hot dogs out there in the creamery. So we encourage everybody to come with your kids and have a good day.
What date?
June 13th.
June 13th. All right. Thank you, Trustee Reinders. Trustee Muller.
I have no report. I just do share the same sentiments as the other trustees in regards to the Badger facility. And I believe this is our last meeting before Memorial Day. I just ask everybody to celebrate responsibly and take a moment to thank our veterans and all those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Ooh, good one. Thank you. Trustee Schaller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to thank the Environmental Committee and especially Director Gruba with our combined work on our tree ordinance, which is coming into its final phase. We'll have a full draft for the June 1st meeting. After that approval at that meeting, and the village attorney will be bringing it forward to the village board.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Village clerk.
Just a couple things. The LTHS honored 125 state scholars from the soon-to-be graduating class of 2026 a few weeks ago. And this Saturday, May 16th, is the Strikeout Cancer event that will be taking place at the baseball, at Flink Field, which is Division and Briggs. So it'll be an event for softball also, and it's, I believe the first games start at like 9 a.m. and it'll run all the way through the evening. There'll be raffle baskets and different items up for 50-50 and all that other stuff. So it's a fun event and it supports a great cause. So that's it.
Thank you. Village Attorney.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just real quick, the mayor and the Board of Trustees for the Village of Homer Glen have all called the special board meeting for this coming Friday at 3:30 p.m. And during that special board meeting, it's for the sole purpose of the consideration of a resolution to formally oppose a zoning map amendment proposed in Will County zoning case number ZC 26020, wherein the owners are requesting a map amendment from the current C2 R2 zoning to C4 zoning to build and operate offices and facilities for a non-destructive hydro excavation company of approximately 36.60 acres. If this resolution is passed and successful on Friday, that formal objection will be sent and forwarded over to Will County, at which time that will require a 3/4 supermajority of Will County commissioners to vote in office to approve the passage of that ordinance. So Friday, there's a special board meeting for the passage of this resolution. All parties that are interested should appear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public safety officials? Nope. All right. Trustee Reinders, you had something you wanted to add under your report?
Yes, Mayor. I don't know if everybody was aware, if anybody here is aware, but Hadley Middle School was named 2026 National Gold Star School. And it says that the National Association of Elementary School Principals has recognized Homer Glen's Hadley Middle School as a 2026 Gold Star School. District 33 shared that with us. And it was basically out of 57 schools out of the whole country, so I think they deserve a round of applause.
Woohoo! That a boy, girl. That are students. Does that conclude your report?
That concludes my report.
And I do see I see a board member, and I see some other people from Homer Junior High, I should say, 33C. I got a couple of things to report. First and foremost, I want to thank a resident by the name of Joyce Hale. She is in the audience tonight. She spoke earlier today. She brought a lot of this situation on 159th Street to light. And what's so important to this board, and especially myself, is when residents work with this board. We don't always get it right the first time, and there's sometimes we miss things. And Ms. Hale really took it a step further, was very polite about it, very professional. She came forward with pertinent information that we needed to know, and I just wanted to say thank you, because it's not often that we hear from residents in the kind, calm manner when something is so important. So that is most important to me, when residents come to us and say, hey, can I be heard? And we listen, and we're working together with you, and as the attorney stated in his attorney words, yes, we are going to file a legal objection on Friday. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to say. Yeah, we can clap for Joyce. Next thing is ticks. Ticks are all over the place. I found one on my poor puppy this week. Just be careful with your puppies outside. As soon as I posted it on Facebook, I saw a bunch of residents say I found 5, 6, 7, 8 on my pups or cats or whatever. So just be very careful. I know Trustee Schaller really wants to step it up a notch. Did you have anything you wanted to say about it?
Thank you for reminding me,
Yes.
Mayor. I would like to instruct our...
Is your mic on?
It is. I'd like to instruct our village manager maybe to reach out to our Parks Department and investigate any ecologically safe liquids or sprays that we could put down. I looked up some cedarwood oil and a eucalyptus oil that combats ticks for up to 2 weeks. Potentially we could do that. From what I saw, that 55-gallon drums would probably last maybe 2 years in the $500 range. If it could be sprayed prior to events, anywhere where kids are going to be in the parks, I think that would be advisable. If it is something that we could handle.
We'll look into it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Schaller. We talked about Badger trees. I wanted to thank staff members Jen Vittori and Brent Woods. When I first became mayor, we had a goal of planting 500 trees by the end of this year, and we met our goal. We met our goal. We actually had 501 trees. Actually, so we beat our goal. We didn't just meet it, but we beat it. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to rearrange your budgets and being conservative with the budget to make sure that we met that goal. That's very, very important to the community, and I'm going to raise that goal for the next 4 years. So I appreciate that. This board is also looking into a bike path beautification plan which we're going to talk about possibly planting trees along the ComEd property, as long as ComEd will play nice with us. We're going to start beautifying that path because, as everybody knows, those paths are being used for things that they're not supposed to be, for dirt bikes, four-wheelers, and they're really driving the neighbors nuts who live along there, which then in turn drives me nuts because that's all I hear about. My daughter just bought a house backed up to a bike path, and on Mother's Day they didn't do anything crazy until they got to us because they saw us outside and they started doing the four-wheelers, and I literally witnessed people walking up and down these paths and these four-wheelers and dirt bikes just taking over the path. It's got to stop. I'm asking parents to please take responsibility on it. I know our sheriff's office is inundated with these. I actually saw some police cars on the trail trying to find these kids, so I appreciate that. But we are going to look at planting additional trees along the bike path as well. So I wanted to mention that. I know Clerk Bilski mentioned the Strikeout Cancer. I want to thank Gary Pearson, who, if you go to, it's called Town Center Park, but everybody knows it as the Fields, the complex. There's a big white board when you walk in. It's just a plain white board that's become an eyesore for so long, but we decided to make a mural out of it. And on this mural, we're going to honor and in memory of Connor Christensen and Tristan, am I going to say his last name right? Grabner, by putting their numbers on this board. They're two residents that unfortunately passed away from cancer. So we're going to honor them by putting their numbers, drawing a little baseball player with their numbers on it. And hopefully, I'm hoping that Mr. Pearson will have it done by the Strikeout Cancer event where we can have it displayed for him there. What else do I got here? We've got Strikeout, Bike Path, Mugshots. Mugshots is having a veterans event on July 12th from noon to 4. It supports veterans, so I hope everyone can make it. And you know, you can support local and support our veterans at the same time. I think that ends my report. All right, we're going to move on to consent agenda. Bear with me, it's a long one. All right, consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve? Number one, consider for approval accounts payable for the period of April 24th, 2026 through May 14th, 2026 in the amount of $752,904.37. Two, consider for approval the treasurer's report of cash and investments for the period ending February 28th, 2026 in the amount of $54,532,299.74. Three, consider for approval the treasurer's report of cash and investments for the period ending March 31st, 2026 in the amount of $55,196,864.32. Consider for approval considering for entering into an agreement with Graffin Development for repairs to the Public Works Building in the amount of $15,800. Five, consider for approval pay estimate 2 for the Pine Hill and Kensington Estates Drainage Improvement Project in the amount of $39,843.31 to be paid to Earthworks, Inc. 6, consider for approval the purchase of the final scoreboard for the Sports Park baseball fields in the amount of $26,040. 7, consider for approval a quote from Herc Rentals for the generator rental for the 2026 Homer Festival in the amount of $8,057.13. 8, consider for approval the installation of a new sliding gate at the Parks Garage in the amount of $11,456.10. 9, consider for approval a motion to approve and ratify the village's waiver of excess coverage for the following vendors: Frosty Dogs, Tacos Before Vados, Window Works, Chicago Kite, Homer Junior Women's Club, and Crosstown Exotics at the village events. 10, consider for approval the quote from Harrison Playgrounds, Inc. to install playground mulch at Glenview Park and Kingston Hills Park in the amount of $15,900. I'm not done yet. 11, consider for approval accepting the bid from Davis Concrete Construction Company in the amount of $189,010 for repair and replacement of curbs and sidewalks at various locations throughout Homer Glen, plus all ancillary work, including purchase and installation of ADA sidewalk pads for a grand total not to exceed $250,000. 12, consider for approval accepting the bid from Preform Traffic Control Services for 2026 road striping program. 13, consider for approval an agreement with M&J Asphalt Paving Company, Inc. in the amount of $1,315,878.95 for the Village of Homer Glen 2026 road resurfacing project. 14, consider for approval accepting the bid from Vulcan Materials for stone and gravel for 2026 in the amount of $53,033. 15, consider for approval the final payment estimate in the amount of $44,490.71 to Austin Tyler for 2025 road resurfacing project. And 16, consider for approval the quote from Norwalk Tank for the purchase of various culverts and other sewer repair replacement supplies at the cost of $12,101.56. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, moving on to legislation and action items. Number 1, consider for approval to accept Mayor Knightsky-Troicke's appointment of my favorite, sorry guys, Trustee Rose Reinders as Mayor Pro Temp. It is understood that the Mayor Pro Temp appointment is typically for 1 year. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Mason, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore, any discussion?
I think Trustee Reinders does a great job. She ran against you, she came in close. She does a great job. She's the most senior on this board, and I don't see why she shouldn't do that in your absence.
Senior in political experience.
That's correct.
Okay, just making sure we're clear.
That's what I meant.
Anybody else have any comments?
I would just like to say, Mayor, it's been a pleasure working side by side with you.
Oh, don't make me cry. Anybody else? Anybody? We're good? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
And if I could vote, I'd say aye too. All right, number 2, consider for approval the mayor's committee appointments for all standing committees. I do have a question. Do I have to read all of the appointments? I think I have to, but I'm trying to get away with it. I have to read it. Okay.
Have to read them.
All right, give me a minute. This is a long one. Sorry, friends. All right, here we go. The appointments are Co-Chair Mayor Christina Knightsky-Troicke, for the Ability Awareness Committee, Co-Chair Mayor Christina Knightsky-Troicke, Co-Chair Karen Adamczyk, Committee members Robert O'Connor, James Crone, Teresa Cansada, Katie Mitchell, Dr. Joy Akawi, Felicia David, Beth Mitchell, and Carly Bose. The Mayor's appointments to Admin and Finance Committee, Chair Trustee Reinders, Vice Chair Trustee Mason, and Committee members Trustee Lepore and Trustee Muller. The mayor appointments to the Behavioral Health and Addiction Recovery Committee is Committee Chair Village Manager Joe Baber, Vice Chair is Dr. Snow. Committee members are Mark Raybar, Dr. Dulac, and Alexandra Zubek. The mayor's appointments to the Community Development Committee, we did not pick anybody for that because we're still in trying to figure out how we want this committee to move forward. The appointments to Economic Development Committee is Chair Trustee Lepore, Vice Chair Craig Carlson, and committee members Nicholas Volek. I do have a question on that when we get back to that one. The mayor's appointments to the Environment Committee, Chair Senior Planner Taylor Adarby, Vice Chair, there is not one, committee members Joe Therese, Andy Pinelli, Chris Chapetta, Fran Proviler, Bay Hisney, Sharon Suisse, Trustee Schaller, and Tom Canning, who's in the audience. Thanks for coming, Tom. The mayor's appointments to the Parks and Recreation Committee, Chair Trustee Reinders, there is no Vice Chair. Committee members Dale Jansen, Bob Kamen, Russell Knack, Matt Hostany, Marty Pavlik, Amy Blank, and Dan Kenny. Appointments to the Public Service and Safety Committee, Trustee Mason is the Chair, Vice Chair Chief Dave Bricker, Committee members Trustee Muller, Engineer Brett Westcott, EMA Director Ron Kuss, Building Official Scott Chance, Public Works Director Brent Woods, Lieutenant Pete Piazza, and Chief Todd Fonfera. Any discussion? All right, I have a question. For economic development, is that have to be 5 members? I believe our code calls for 5 members. I think it says not to be less than 5 members. And I did not see on here our FEST committee because I wanted to appoint Bart, our trustee Holzhauser.
I think that...
Oh, that's in June. You're right.
Correct.
But I also like to add trustee Holzhauser to that committee now as well. So even though it's not on here, I'd like somebody to make a motion to add him.
I would like to make the motion to add trustee Holhauser to that committee, ma'am.
And I'll
Which committee?
second.
To FEST committee.
To the FAST
So
committee.
you're making an amendment to the motion to add trustee Holzhauser. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Can you find out for me if the Economic Development Committee has to have 5? We could appoint them right now, but if it is 5, we will have to add
I
2
will
more.
look into it.
Okay. I read off the committees. Trustee Schaller, I did not see,
Mayor, if you want me to be vice chair on the environmental committee, I'll be glad to do that for you.
You have him as just a committee.
yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know if there was a discussion that I was not aware of.
He should be appointed as the chair.
Yeah.
He's a trustee.
Right, so how our code reads is, if there's a committee, the trustee has the first right of refusal on the committee, and then staff and residents to chair the committee. So trustee Schaller, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I do have to ask you, for purpose of, do you want to be the chair, or would you like to be vice chair?
The committee and Planner U. Darby does such a great job in the committee.
I agree, she does a good job.
Enjoy Planner U. Darby in that role, so I would like to leave her in that role, and if I could take vice chair.
Okay, trustee Mason, I'm going to ask you before we vote on your amendment, so we don't have to do all these separate amendments. Would you mind adding trustee Schaller to your second? I mean, to be vice chair, to the environment.
Yes, and withdraw his prior.
Withdraw it, yes, withdraw.
I will withdraw my prior motion. And
Withdraw mine as a second.
now I would like to amend it to also add trustee Schaller to
Okay.
the environmental.
And I will second that.
All right, is there any more changes before we have to pull back and amend
The
again?
amendment was to name trustee Schaller as vice chair to the environmental committee, and what was the?
And trustee Holhauser to the FEST committee.
And so I do have to ask you the same. Would you like to chair the FEST committee? Would you like to be co-chair, or would you like to just be on the committee?
I did speak with Dan Waddick on Monday, and I think Dan's doing a great job with the fest being so close. I
Agree.
prefer not to change any of that, and I'll be a heavy involved participant going forward, and then if we want to change something afterwards, we can talk to Dan.
Perfect. All right, any more changes? All right, hearing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendment to the motion.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll on the motion as amended?
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. For having a migraine, you guys are really putting my brain to work today. All right, number 3. Is there a motion to consider the approval, the mayor's reappointment of John Hand to serve as the chairman of the Village of Homer Glen's Plan Commission?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Trustee Holzhauser, any discussion? Is there
I think
any
he's doing a
comments?
fine job.
Would you like to say anything? Do you love where you're at? Do you accept the position, I should ask?
It's an honor to see you, Chair.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Yeah, I like it too. All right, any more discussion? I think you're doing a great job as well. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Motion carries. Number 4, consider for approval the mayor's reappointment of, again, one of my favorites, Lynn McGarry, to serve as the vice chair of the Village of Homer Glen's Planning Commission.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Trustee
I'll
Reinders.
second.
Trustee Mason. Any discussion?
She's doing a fine job.
I think they all do a fine job,
She
absolutely.
represents us well.
Would you like to say anything? Would you like to accept the position? Yes. All right. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 5, consider for approval the mayor's reappointment of Dan Foley to serve as a member of the Village of Homer Glen's Planning Commission. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Holzhauser, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore, any discussion? Doing a great job? Everyone's good? Everyone's good? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. And so everybody knows the Planning Commission is held in a different view as the other committees. That's why we have to do them all individually. Number 6, consider for approval the mayor's reappointment of Colleen Lyons to serve as a member of the Village of Homer Glen's Planning Commission. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Trustee Reinders, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore, any discussion? She does a great job, too.
Yeah,
She really does. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, now we got our committees in order. Number 7, consider for approval the proclamation designating the week of May 17th through May 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week in Homer Glen.
I will make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Ma'am, would you like me to read it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Being the chair on the Public Works and Safety, just first and foremost, Director Woods and his team does a great job. They service the people well, and the Village of Homer Glen would like to designate May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as Public Works Weeks in the Village of Homer Glen. Whereas the Public Works professional focus on infrastructure, facilities, services that are vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and the public health, high quality of life and well-being of the people of the Village of Homer Glen. And whereas the infrastructure, facility, services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public work professionals at all levels of government and in private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, protecting our nation's transportation, our drainage systems, our public buildings, other infrastructures and facility essentials for our citizens, and whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens and the civic leaders of the Village of Homer Glen to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and the Public Works program in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2026 marks the 66th year of the annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now therefore be it resolved, the President and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Homer Glen do hereby designate the week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Weeks in the Village of Homer Glen. Be it further resolved that we urge all citizens to join with us in recognition of the substantial contributions that our Public Works Department makes in protecting our health and safety and the quality of life. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Does anybody have any comments about our wonderful Public Works Department?
I sit with him in our chair meetings during public safety and public works. He addresses all of our residents and anybody that comes forward with a complaint, he's prompt. We've initiated some IT improvements to help us monitor conditions. Some of the equipment, he's come up with a great program, Director Woods. We appreciate you, I do. I'm sure the residents do as well. He's initiated some programs, Madam Mayor, and residents that rotate our stock. We inherited a lot of equipment that was old and fatigued, let's say, and we've purchased some in between, but a lot of times when they purchase equipment, most people do not buy all the equipment in the same day, because then it dies in the same day. Mr. Woods is keeping a running tally of preventive maintenance. He is ordering equipment as needed and rotating the stock so we will not be in the same predicament we are today 10 years, 15 years from today, because as a piece of equipment runs its lifespan, another piece will be there to replace it instead of all at once. And we appreciate what you do, Mr. Woods.
Thank you. Does anybody else have anything? I would like to just say, Mr. Woods, every single time I call you, that's the #1 call I get from residents is regarding to Public Works. You've always rectified the issue, stepped up to the plate. You and your guys have never beefed about it. You've always just said, let's just make the residents happy and get the job done. So I truly appreciate that. Your customer service to the residents is outstanding. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I just want to add, I don't think the public's aware of the wealth of knowledge and experience that Director Woods has in all forms of municipal government. I mean, I know myself, being the village attorney here, I appreciate not only working with Director Woods, but I appreciate his candid advice. He's one of the people of the center control group here that are part of some of the big forward-thinking discussions that we have to tackle big problems here, and his input is invaluable, and I welcome his friendship too. Thank you.
Thank you. You got something to add?
I want to thank you very much for those very kind words. I know I appreciate it, and the crews appreciate it, and this is an annual thing we do, and you know, I'm only as good as my crew is, and the reason I can look as good as I do is because they are the greatest crew I have ever worked with in my life.
That's great. And you are looking for 2 additional staff members, correct?
We are.
Yeah, there you go. So, anybody looking for a job with Public Works, we are now hiring. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders. Aye. Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 8, consider for approval a reimbursement grant award under the Commercial Building Improvement Grant Program to EMEIS, Inc., doing business as Above Strength and Fitness for eligible improvements at 15301 South Bell Road in the amount of $5,890. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Holzhauser and Trustee Mason, any discussion?
I think it's a great facility, and I'm all for it, Madam Mayor.
No, I just, again, thank you for his kind words earlier in public comment, and I just think this is a great program for our local businesses.
Trustee Lepore, you got to have something.
Yeah, I mean, this is another example of the village working with local businesses to support them and help them grow, and I think it's an excellent program. I think all businesses locally should be looking at this when you're looking to do improvements, and we look forward to working with you, and we want to be a partner, and we want to continue to do that throughout our term. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Aye. Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Congratulations. Motion carries. Number 9, consider for approval, number 10, consider for approval.
Number 9.
What am I doing here? Number 9, consider for approval an ordinance granting a variance to permit a mix of stone and fiber cement siding materials on the first floor of the dwelling in lieu of exterior construction standards 75-67A, applicability and scope, type of building or structure of the code of the Village of Homer Glen for certain real property located in the R2A single-family residential district at 14405 Dixon Lane, Homer Glen, Illinois. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Is there a second? I'll second. Trustee Muller. Anybody discussion? Trustee Reinders?
Mayor, you know what, I do have a couple issues.
Is the petitioner here? You guys want to step up to the podium so if the trustees have any questions for you? Welcome. You enjoying the meeting so far?
That was very informative earlier. I loved about the water that comes with all the trucks. That was very interesting.
Yeah. What I wanted to say was, I think what you're going to do with the building is great. I think that it's time that our village, we as a village, look at our ordinance, because there are so many more new materials that are on the market today that people can use on their home, and I know that our ordinances maybe just need to be brought up to date a little bit so that every resident that wants to upgrade their home doesn't have to come into the village and ask for a variance. I'm sure you have to get a permit, but I just think that, you know, why would they have to get a variance if these are newer products today that work just as well as a brick or any of the other products that we require. So I definitely think that I have no problem with it. I think it's going to be great.
I agree with you. It is a nice way to meet the residents, but I agree with you. There's other ways we can meet you, at like Homerfest and stuff. Trustee Muller, you made the second.
I have absolutely no issues with it. It's a beautiful new home, and they're nice products they're going to use.
Any other trustees?
I agree and concur with Trustee Reinders. I think a lot of the new materials out there, the residents and people are looking for change. And as long as they meet the standards, we should be updating our ordinance so it's not so stringent, so they don't have to come in front of us and ask for a variance.
Sounds like it's going your way.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Baber, it looks like we got some tasks to look at. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think, I think it is, our ordinance currently is outdated with the all brick requirement, and there are a number of materials. Alternative materials are being used in today's market. I think we can probably draft something that's a little bit more flexible for the residents. And also, I think too, this kind of ties in when we do have new developments coming in, that this will be something that will be considered when we do agreements with developers and PUDs and things like that, where we're going to be seeing these alternative materials as well. I agree. So I'll look into it.
I mean, I still like the all brick, but I mean, I get in different areas and certain locations, this fits where you're at, so.
We have only denied one alternative material variance, I think, in the last
Couple of years.
half a dozen or a couple of years that we've been doing this.
Okay.
It's something we'll consider.
Trustees, anybody else? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders? Aye. Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Shaler?
Aye.
Motion carries, and welcome to Homer Glen.
Beautiful home.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right, number 10, consider for approval a motion to pull from the table. Oh, I gotta read it from this one? Nope, that's 12.
That's 12.
All right. Consider for approval a motion to pull from the table and consider for approval an ordinance granting A1, a major change to a PUD. Am I reading it from this or this?
I'm reading from the motion.
Okay. Motion, consider granting A1, a major change to a PUD. 2, a preliminary final PUD plat, amended and restarted final planned unit development plot of Messenger Glen, amended number 4. And 3, a variance from 75-67B to allow steel siding on the proposed commercial structure in lieu of the required 100% first floor stone material, brick material, concrete panel construction, or glass walls to permit the construction of a new maintenance building for certain real property located in the C3 General Business District at 15624 South Marion Drive, Homer Glen, Illinois, HG 2602-A PUD with the following condition. 1, the final PUD plat must be approved by the village board and recorded with Will County within 90 days of approval by the board prior to permit issuance. Is there a motion? That's the
I'll
only,
make that motion, Mayor.
I will second.
that's the only condition, right? Okay, Trustee Reinders, Trustee Mason, I know the petitioner is here. If you want to step up to the podium in case they have any questions, Madam Trustee Reinders.
I really don't have any. I know that the plat was submitted, and was it reviewed by our attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I have nothing further.
Trustee Mason?
I agree. I think he's adhered to what we were looking for as far as clarification, so I'm good to go.
Any other trustees got anything? Mary, oh,
And just briefly, the utility companies and the easement holders will still be required to sign off on the plat, which would formally abrogate the easement rights that they have to the area where they plan on building. But petitioner in this case has amassed several letters from the utility companies indicating that they have no objection to the encroachment into the construction. So the chance that they don't sign off on the plat's slim to none.
Right.
Okay.
okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Shaler?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congrats.
Carrie says thank you.
You're welcome. All right, number 11, consider for approval an ordinance granting 1, a map amendment rezoning from A1 Agricultural District to P1 Governmental Buildings and Public School District, and 2, site improvement plans to permit the expansion of the parking lot for certain real property located in the A1 Agricultural District at 12914 West 143rd Street, Homer Glen, Illinois, case HG 2601 MAS. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Trustee Reinders, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore.
Report.
All right. Trustee Reinders.
Mayor, I think the reason that they're doing this is because of the fact that 143rd Street is going to be expanded and widened, and it's going to be very difficult for their buses to be able to pull in and out once the road is widened. So I believe that this is necessary, so I have no problems with it.
Trustee Lepore?
Yes, thank you. It passed Planning Commission 5-0. I'm very familiar with this school, driving by it consistently. I think it is warranted to expand this parking lot. I have no objections.
Any other trustee have anything to add?
I know that I've been there for wrestling tournaments for my grandson and can't get in the lot because there's nowhere to park.
Is that what you guys are here for today? Do you have anything to say or add, or?
Just looking out for the community's safety when they come to our buildings, want to make the best for the students and, get ready for potential addition here in the future as well.
And Mr. Russ, you do a great job over there. I do have to say, you're very involved, and you really pay attention to those students, and they really appreciate you. You're welcome. All right, seems like it's going your way, so Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders. Aye. Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Shaler.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Motion carries. Congrats.
So the options that you.
So there's options.
Motion to pay a fine to determine by the arbitration.
All right.
Or and an additional condition of the applicant shall redesign the list of
So they're going to have to make an amendment to how I read it.
You got it.
Okay.
So that those are two, and they have to decide amongst each other.
Okay, so this next one's a little different, the way the motion reads. So as I'm going to read it, is with blanks, as if you, it's not on your agenda, but as I read the conditions, there's going to be a blank space, so you guys will have to make the motion to amend the dollar amount. You'll have to have some conversation about it, so you'll see what I mean when I get there. So is there a motion to pull from the table and consider for approval an ordinance granting a variance to permit a multi-tenant, oh, you're back, hi, I didn't even recognize you. A multi-tenant sign with 12 tenant panels where no more than 6 are permitted for certain real property located in the C1 Neighborhood Commercial Zoning District at the common address 13033 West 143rd Street, Homer, Glen, Illinois, HG 2606-V. Subject to the following conditions. Now, hold on, is this supposed to be read separately? Like, do we have to pull from the table first, or no? No, okay. So, subject to the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall pay a fine of blank per 220-1212 fees and penalties. And 2, the applicant shall redesign and reinstall tenant panels to all contain one font blank. Select all black or alternating colors, lettering, and clear separators between panels and depicted in attachment 4. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders. So the way it's written is if you're going to do the conditions and you're going to put a fine, it's up to you guys to discuss and deliberate on what that fine is, if there is in fact one. And number 2 is that you guys would have to then decide, is it black or alternating colored? He's obviously provided some samples that you see before you, so deliberation time. So Trustee Lepore, you go first.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm happy to see this come back before us. I'm glad the applicant has put in some more detailed renderings. I think the new sign looks excellent. Is there, just out of curiosity, is there a color scheme you're leaning toward?
Actually, I was emailing Taylor back and forth, and she sent a couple of ideas, and the price is going to stay the same. So I think if we could do red and black, not just to have it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, pop a little more.
Do black, red all the way through. I think it will look a little bit better.
It pops good.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a well improvement of what you got now. I'm very familiar with your plaza. I live right across the street in Old Oak, and I like to see this sign come to fruition. So thank you for bringing it. Thank you.
Before Trustee Reinders goes, I do want to remind you that because the Planning Commission voted 3-3, which then denied it, this does call for a supermajority vote. So there needs to be supermajority for this to pass. Okay, so Trustee Reinders?
I think just from some of the rendering, I really like the way it looks now. It looks so much more readable and clear and legible. So yeah, I like it. I don't have any problems with it.
What do we like in here? The all black?
I like I actually
Or the
do
alternating?
I actually like the all black and white. I think it looks more classier myself.
Because one of the conditions are you guys have to decide which
Right.
one it is. So when you guys get to that
For me,
point.
it would be the black and white.
Okay, Trustee Muller?
No, I have no issues with that. I like the way it looks. It's clean, it's easy to read.
Yeah.
It's a nice improvement.
Trustee Shaler?
I have no issues with it, and I also agree with the black font.
Trustee Holzhauser?
I have no issues. I thank you for coming back, of course.
Can I
And
show you the?
I would like to
the
see
red
the
and-
black and red too, if that's what he wants.
You have to give them permission.
I have to give you, yeah, no.
He has to give you permission to
Yeah,
approach.
you can approach, so we have a rule that says you can't approach more than 20 feet, but you're more than welcome to come up. We just have to make it a formal that you can come up.
To me, it doesn't matter. I could do it either or, but this is
I
something.
don't know, I like them both. You want to pass it around?
It's in our packet.
Oh.
It is.
Did you not see it?
It's in the packet, and his,
I got a separate
and that's the
thing.
one he prefers.
It's in your old packet.
I just looked at the new one.
And I think it pops.
They
I think it
updated mine.
stands out.
Yeah, they updated all of ours, but it's
You were at Bart.
still in the old packet.
I was at Bart. You prefer the red and black?
Actually, I talked to a few tenants just to see what they like,
Yeah.
you know, and some people, they like it black, and some people, they like it red and black, and I'm just a little bit confused. So I figured whatever you guys decide and
You're good
whatever
with
you guys
it?
want me to, yeah, I'm good with it.
All right. Trustee Holzhauser, I believe I left off with you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just wanted to make sure that we gave him some input on what him and his storefronts wanted. So any one of these are fine with me. I just love that it's cleaned up, it's uniform, all the fonts the same size, delineated. Great job.
Thank you.
Trustee Mason?
I agree with Trustee Holhauser. It's cleaned up, it looks clean, I don't care what's best for you and your tenants. I think you did a great job of creating the font all the same. It's easy to read now, it's not as jumbled, you've separated the lines. Thank you.
I guess, if I may, Madam Mayor, I would like to just say, no more than 2 colors.
Yeah.
No more than 2.
Well, I think we're deciding between, or you all are deciding between all black or black and red. So the two conditions right now, so since we're on the color, or we're on the discussion of the color, is there a favor of all black or black and red, so we can add that to here? Trustee Shaler?
If the applicant wants black and red, I'm fine with that, but I think I didn't, unless, Madam Mayor, you're going to go back over the fine.
Yeah, we're going to go back. Since we were just talking about the color, I figured I'd jump to that first. We're going to make the amendments at the same time.
Black and red is fine.
Trustee Muller?
You like black and red? Black and red it is.
Black and red is fine if that's what you like.
I think it pops, I think it's perfect, I think it's what him and his tenants like.
Yeah.
I believe the guy paying the bill should pick the color, so.
Same, black and red.
So you're good with black and red? That's what you like?
I'm fine with that.
All right, so, huh? Yep, and now we're going to go to the fine. So we're going to make the amendment to the motion together, so we don't have to do all this extra work. Now, let's talk about fine.
I say we waive the fine.
I like Trustee Reinders. 0, we got a 0, fine? Trustee Reinders suggested 0.
I concur with Trustee Reinders.
Nice. Trustee Muller?
We'll go with 0.
Trustee Mason?
Son of a gun, quit doing this stuff without asking us. I'd like to set a precedence, but I will join my fellow trustees at this time. Please do not do that again.
You can't add any more. I mean...
Well, you could. Could have put in a second sign.
But he won't. Trustee Lepore?
Yeah, I agree with Trustee Mason. It's important to follow the rules and get your permits in order before, so you don't have these kind of problems going forward. But I do appreciate you working and presenting a very clear and precise vision for this sign, and I have no issues with waiving a fine.
Fix it.
I do believe he's already paid a $259 fine, correct?
It accumulates from that point.
So, I mean, are we giving that back to him, or is it 0?
No.
No,
This is a new fine that was accrued.
I agree with all my fellow trustees, no further fining.
no, we're not giving them any.
No additional fine? Is
Yeah,
that what
no
you're saying?
additional
Okay.
fine, yes.
So who's going to make the amendment to the motion to read, the applicant shall pay a fine of $0?
Additional fine, the applicant should pay an additional fine of $0. And then
Right.
2,
Black and red.
the applicant shall construct a sign.
Mr. Gruber's got his hand up.
Oh, sorry. Just, Trustee Gruber. Gruber, oh my gosh. I did it now. Now I did it.
That's okay. I was just gonna
Director
ask-
Gruber.
I was just going to ask the board if they would entertain when this has to be done by.
That's what we were, I just did it again. Attorney Pasquinelli and I were just had a
Thank you.
side conversation. So I guess we can add a third condition that would say that he has to have it done by the date of,
I'll make the motion to,
well, we're in the motion of the amendment part, so just add the additional amendment.
I'd like to make the motion to add an additional amendment to add a completion date of August 31st.
Could be done within 30 days.
30 days?
Within 30 days.
Yeah.
I'll second the motion.
Hold on, don't motion anything yet, just discussion.
Why don't we do all the amendments?
Together, right.
Is there a motion to make the following amendments? 1, 2?
Yeah.
And 3.
1, 2, and 3.
3.
Yeah, I'll read it, yeah. 30 days, is that the consensus?
Yes.
Yes.
That's fine. You want to give them 60 in case the sign guy runs into weather issues? Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, you could do 60 days, but I'm gonna get it done most likely in a couple of weeks, but that's why I stretched it to 30
Take the
days. But
60.
let's take the 60 just in case.
Yeah.
Come on,
Don't you want to sign? The sign guy has a weather issue.
All
I
right.
like the optimism.
Is there a proposed amendment to the following conditions? One, the applicant shall pay a fine of $0 per 20...
Additional $0.
Oh,
Additional fine of 0.
additional fine of $0 per 220-1212 fees and penalties. Two, the applicant shall redesign and reinstall tenant panels to all contain one font and alternating colors, black and red lettering, and clear separators between panels and depicted in attachment 4. And 3, the applicant shall have the sign completed within 60 days of today's board meeting.
I'll make the motion for said amendment.
I'll second.
Trustee Mason. No more discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll as the motion amended.
Trustee Lepore.
Making my brain
Aye.
work.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Shaler.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amended motion.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Shaler.
Motion carries. Thank you for working with
Thank
us.
you, guys.
Thank you and congratulations.
Variance passed.
Variance passed. Okay, moving on to L13. Consider for the approval a motion to waive the formal request for proposal process and approve the quote for Cunningham Recreation for the design and installation of Gorham Park Playground in the amount of $200,171.54. Is there a motion?
I will make that motion.
Trustee Reinders.
I will second.
Trustee Mason. Any discussion?
Mayor, this is something that we brought to the attention of our attorney because we were not going out for bid for it because of the situation, because they were giving us such a discount on this. So if, Jen, did you want to speak on this? Did you have anything to add?
Is that on? Is that on? I don't know. Yeah, we went through Omni Partners, we went through a co-op purchasing. It's just gonna streamline the purchasing, make it easier, and we're gonna have a beautiful new playground at Gorham, so.
At half the cost.
At half the cost, so.
Nice. You done with yours?
I'm done.
Trustee Mason?
Yes, ma'am. As I agree with Trustee Reinders yet again, I think that the Parks Department does a great job. They listen, Jen is very diligently, anytime I call, if she doesn't answer, she returns my call, no different than Mr. Woods, and very prompt. I think she's very professional in her endeavors. She's well-rounded. She's a horticulturalist. She has a lot of things going on her end of things, and we truly appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
I concur on that one. Trustee Reinders has something else to add. Sorry, we're going to go back to Trustee Reinders.
One of the things I would just like to add is, the Parks Committee works very, very hard on trying to update all of our parks in Homer Glen. Gorham Park was really probably one of the most parks that really needed an update. What we're going to be doing is every year we're going to be taking one park within the village, and we're going to be updating it or replacing it because the parks only last for 6 years, and then the life of the whole park is basically only 15 years. So that's what our goal is moving forward, is to be able to address every one of our parks and see what we need to update them or replace them.
Madam Mayor, may I add? I'm sorry, I apologize.
The rest of you, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Bottom line, we look at this at A&F too, and what
Yes.
Trustee Reinders just stated, it was very aware, and it could have went on the consent agenda, but we wanted this open to the public so they knew what was transpiring.
Yes.
And as Trustee Reinders states, Jen's done a great job at several different parks as far as revitalizing them and
Yes.
bringing them back up to speed. And again, this could have been on a consent agenda. It just wasn't, because we pulled it from the consent agenda to put it out here for visibility.
Everybody to understand what we're doing.
Trustee Holzhauser, did you have anything? I did not. Or did Kurt say it all? Yeah, he said it all. Trustee Lepore?
I just want to say this board has been very proactive when it comes to parks, and I would commend Jen, Director Torrey, is doing a really excellent job. The parks are important. Everyone wants to have great parks for the kids, and And it's hard to keep them all in mind at the same time, but somehow we tend to find the ones in most need, and we're doing what we can to keep them in the best shape possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Muller?
No, looks great. Keep it up.
Trustee Shaler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I also think the Parks Committee and the department through Jen Vittori is doing an excellent job. And I must say, the Parks Committee has a very robust timeline of replacing parks every 6 years. I remember when I was young, I could go back to the old neighborhood. I bet you the park's still the same, and it could be 53 years later. So
same metal slide.
It's usually the parts. The parts usually start going around the 6-year mark, and then they usually have a lifespan of about 15. But one of the good things about Jen is that she has saved the village a lot of money when it comes to repairing our equipment in the parks. She actually, she's actually taking every course that she can to help us to keep everything in-house. So I really commend you for doing that.
Thank you.
It saves us a lot of money.
Thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Shaler? Aye. Trustee Muller?
Motion carries. Number 14, consider for approval a quote for the purchase of a sewer jetter not to exceed the amount of $115,000 for Public Works Department. Is there a motion?
I will make that motion.
Trustee Mason, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Shaler. Mason, you have the floor.
Yes, ma'am. This is a prototype that has actually been brought out and put in front of the men. Director Woods has looked at this diligently. This is no different than Badger, except for it's actually not 30, 40, 50 of them. It's one. And it's for our municipality, for our residents, to clear the sewer lines, mostly primarily storm drains. They won't be used in industrial type settings. And this one has a lot of bells and whistles because it was a prototype. And it's actually worth $133,000. So I think we're getting it for a steal, and I think it's time that we updated our equipment, as I had mentioned earlier.
Thank you. Trustee Shaler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I agree with everything that Trustee Mason said. This goes back to, Madam Mayor, your discussions with me of being very aggressive with issues when it deals with culverts and water, and anything that we can do and bring forth through the village to address that. So water continually flows, either be sewer or culverts. It's an excellent addition to the fleet.
Yep, I agree. Any other trustees have anything to add? No. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Shaler?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 15, consider for approval the quote from Butcher Municipal for the purchase of M-Tech V65T street sweeper at the cost of $434,441 for the Public Works Department. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore, is there a second?
I will second.
Trustee Mason. Trustee Lepore.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This is something that also came up through A&F. A street sweeper is something that the village desperately needs. The equipment we have now is very old and outdated. I believe Director Woods has put a lot of time and effort into locating and finding a product and a manufacturer that will suit us best. And I'm looking forward to seeing the streets getting swept in a more timely manner with the new equipment. Thank you.
Trustee Mason.
Yes, ma'am. I think Trustee Lepore covered it. We also have an old one that's dying. It's broken down all the time. We're constantly repairing it.
I think it is dead.
Director Woods is putting that out for auction. I believe we can get about $20,000 for it. In comparison of price, when you put everything together, we're actually going to be saving $5,000. When you look at the equipment itself and the men, and you ask them what they want, and I was in the transportation industry, when you ask somebody if they want to drive a long-nosed Peterbilt or a cab over and they sit on the engine, or a Volvo and they're sitting in front of the glass, I think it's important that the men get what they need to get the job done and not be disgruntled. And I just think it makes so much more sense to purchase this one, because I think it has everything. It has 2 engines. Again, we're saving $5,000 overall in the long run, and Mr. Woods did a great job of negotiating this.
Thank you. Any other trustees have anything to add? I'm going to get to Director Woods in a minute, but does anybody have anything else? Trustee Reinders?
At first, I was against this.
I know
Actually,
you were.
And I was the one who pulled it off of the consent agenda to put on this agenda, only because of the fact that there were a couple things that concerned me. Was the fact that this company is not located in the state of Illinois, and it's located in Ohio, and that anytime the machine would need service, they would have to fly an attendant out here to service the machines, and the parts would come from Europe. So those were my concerns, but Director Woods kind of talked me down from the ledge, saying that they definitely, they've checked out other municipalities that use this equipment, and it's working just fine, and the whole situation is, and that they're actually pretty proactive, that they will come out every so often and check out the machine, and they will train our staff how to fix the machine in the event that it does break down. So those were my concerns.
Any other trustees? Oh my gosh, Director Woods? Everyone's a trustee. Everyone here is just a trustee from here on out.
Thank you, Madam President. So I don't know if this is going to make a difference. Maybe the attorney can say, I didn't catch this, and this is my fault on the agenda, was the dealership is actually, we're buying it from MTech, and it's a Booker V65T.
Yeah, that does make a difference.
So if that makes a difference, so we're buying it from MTech.
It does say that we're purchasing from MTech, but taking out the V and putting Booker 65T, is that what you're asking?
It's a Booker's V65T is the model.
Okay.
I believe that it's, the way that may I say something? Yeah. The agenda requirements simply states for OMA that the agenda item sufficiently apprises the public of what business the board's going to be considering. Here, there's a price of $434,000 for the Public Works Department of a purchase of a specific piece of equipment, a street sweeper. So I think that's sufficient to apprise the folks of what it is, what business is being conducted.
So the model doesn't matter?
I do not think so.
Okay, well then that's fine.
And I would like to point out there's a couple of things. The owner of MTech is here in the audience. If anybody has any questions for him.
Where are you? Hi.
Back there. He was actually, I guess he was coming out to visit his son who lives in Skokie, and he brought the street sweeper out with him to drop it off for us.
Oh, nice. Now that's service. Yeah. That is service. I do have a question. You mean to tell me we can't get made in USA parts?
So that's actually not a true statement. These are made in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
That makes me happy.
That makes me happy.
We do, as MTech, we have 15 technicians who are road technicians. They all have service vehicles, and we do most of our service on site. As far as inventory goes, between our three facilities, we have $20 million in inventory right now. The factory has $9 million in parts inventory in North Carolina right now. So parts should really never be an issue, and I'm not sure where that came from.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, somebody gave me misinformation then.
Yeah. So we don't need to fly anybody in, and as I explained earlier to Brent, that my son does live in Skokie. I do own the company. We have 50 employees. We're very proud of what we do, and so anytime you need more training, we train forever at no additional charge. I'll be the guy coming out to do that training because it gives me a chance to see my 3 grandkids out here.
Aw, that's awesome.
Can I ask?
Trustee Mason?
So I'm sure there's preventive maintenance, probably at, I don't know, 9-month, a year intervals or whatever. At that point in that time, if there's been adjustments or anything that the guys have not caught on to, or I'm sure you do training alongside of that as well, correct?
So the first maintenance we come out and do with your people so that they know how to follow the instructions on everything. And frankly, we monitor this truck remotely for the first 5 years, so we know exactly where it is, what it's doing, what codes it's spitting out. We know when it needs an oil change, when it needs gear oil or anything else. We are monitoring that 24/7 through our systems.
And that electronic data is also put to that unit so they can keep a preventive maintenance schedule as well.
It's right in there, yep.
Thank you,
They can
sir.
have access to it as well.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
That was the only concern I had, was that the parts were made, said and made in Europe. But I'm glad to hear that they're made in the USA.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah.
Yeah, trustee Olshauser.
Happy National Public Works Week there, Brent.
Yeah, that's your gift.
The residents are getting a lot of good service out of this night.
I will say there was a point in time when the street sweeper was a hot topic. Everyone was messaging me saying, where's our street sweeper? And then I found out it was not working, and now it's officially dead at this point. So a street sweeper is important when we have these heavy rains.
I get many calls.
Picking up the leaf.
And it was wondering, yeah, the whole leaf pickup. Yep, got it.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
I get several calls a week, many calls for that street sweeper to go out. And we sent it out, the last time we sent it out, we blew a motor on it. It was about $1,000 to fix, just under $1,000 to fix.
Yep.
And in order to sell it for the greatest profit, we did fix it for the $900. We're not sending it out anymore because we don't want anything else to break and have anything else I got to pay for that thing. And this is going to be able to run a lot longer. One of the things I did want to point out on it as well is that it has the capability of carrying 2,000 gallons of water, particularly for cleaning up after the fest here. I know we have a volunteer, I think, that comes out and cleans it, but this machine will be able to put solvent down with, a very gentle solvent with the water on that thing, and then we'll be able to clean it right up.
What is the weight of this truck?
The weight of the truck? I don't know what.
21,000 pounds empty.
24, did you say 24?
21,000 pounds empty.
Okay. So the Badger project, just so you know, is 36,000 pounds and they're 36 feet long. A semi is 42 feet, so it's not that far off of that. This is a much smaller unit and more efficient, and we constantly get calls. You had that out in October, November last year.
We had many, we've been doing this for 3 years. We've been looking into these, and we really drilled down on it about mid last year and brought us up to this point. And when our street sweeper finally told us it was too tired to continue, now that sweeper might be good for a smaller municipality that, one of them wants to buy it. It's a smaller municipality where it doesn't have to work as much. But we have 70 plus miles of curbed road here.
Right.
There's no way that thing is, but hey, it lasted 22 years.
It might make it to the park this year.
It might make it to the park.
It might die there too.
But, so this is going to be, we're going to be able to run this thing a lot more. And by the way, I know there was a question, it's not designed to pick up leaves, but it does a heck of a job on the leaves.
Oh, wow.
This will clean that up really good. And we
We'll
will
save
be
it too
able to
loud.
run down those
No, that's
streets
all
in the fall and keep sewers from clogging.
Yeah.
And just as info, our last one does a great job of spreading them everywhere. Not picking up any.
Trustee Schaller, did you have something? Because I'm going to have something too.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Since this appears to be one of the crown jewels of machinery that the Public Works will be utilizing, is it possible for Director Woods to look into maybe possibly wrapping this machine in some maybe American flag or some village logos that really show it off to the residents?
It's not a Zamboni.
Nice job, Trustee Shaw.
I do like that idea. However, before we go a little further, I have a question. You had me so sold on this, but if it's our street sweeper and you said it's 21,000 pounds, mathematically you said empty.
Correct.
If you have water in it, how much does it weigh?
24,000 pounds.
What about debris?
Is that that's 7 tons? Wait, what is that? How many tons is that?
14,000 is 7 tons.
That's 12 tons.
It's 12 tons.
That is correct.
When it goes out, we don't carry 2,000 gallons every time we go out. That's only for special things for cleanup or things like that.
Yeah.
The machine will actually weigh less than a fire engine.
Okay.
Oh, well under
You
a
go.
fire
You know where I'm going there with this, right? Because some of our roads are only 7-ton limit. So just want to make sure.
But municipal vehicles, fire vehicles, all of that is exempt from the weight limits?
And a 7-ton weight limit, you have 2 blocks on, 2 blocks off before you're doing anything illegal to begin with, but it's a municipal vehicle, so there's not an issue to start.
Yeah, but the
Our plow trucks probably
road
weigh.
itself. Does that make sense?
Salt trucks.
Our salt trucks are carrying
All
about
right,
12 tons of
just
salt.
making sure our roads can handle it is what I'm making sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not
The
a
salt
truck
trucks are heavier.
expert. I wasn't in truck and transportation, so
good.
I just want to make sure.
Kurt's department.
Yeah.
It's only
All right.
slightly more than the current one we have, the current street sweeper.
Okay, just want to make sure that it's not damaging our roads.
Perfect.
That's all. Okay, I think we
Awesome.
beat this one up a bit. Any more discussion? No, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Happy Public Works Week.
Number six.
Christmas.
Number 16, consider for approval the proposal from J&F Concrete Lifting for the 2026 mud jacking program in the amount of $2.25 per foot, not to exceed $30,000, pending attorney review of insurance rider. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders?
I'll second.
Trustee Muller? Trustee Reinders? Joe?
Oh.
Joe, can you go see? Trustee Reinders, go ahead.
Basically, we do this every year, so I don't have a problem with it, Mayor. The only reason I put it on the agenda instead of on consent agenda is because of the price in pending attorney review.
Got it. Trustee Muller?
No, I got this. The price is good and it's something that needs to be done.
Any other trustee?
Same thing.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry. This
it's
is
going your way. Why are you going to say anything?
No, I just wanted to let the attorney know that I do have possession of the signed rider that you wanted.
Oh, terrific.
Which is why we were doing that. So I just want to let him know I have it.
Perfect.
And it was given to him to bring to his insurance agent before the project begins. He will bring me the appropriate coverages that he has.
Yeah, because as of in A&F, he didn't have the rider yet.
Got it. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders. Aye. Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 17, consider for approval resolution number 26-011, authorizing funding for 151st Street reconstruction project. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee, was that Lepore? Yes. Okay, Trustee Lepore, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason. Trustee Lepore, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do have a couple questions regarding this ordinance. In particular, it reads, the village has received $5,659,976 in a federal and state grant, and we're at a 20% match. If I do my math right, I believe a 20% match would be $1,131,995. I'm just unclear as why we are authorizing $1,819,088 as a local match if it's a 20% ratio.
Which is a difference of about 500,000, huh?
Yeah, pretty close.
So I believe,
Director Westcott?
thank you, ma'am. I believe the total includes funds that we have received for design, for Phase 2 design work as well, if that's that $500,000 difference there. The design cost was around $500,000 and we had a % match on that. This is strictly for Phase 3 construction.
Okay.
Does that answer all your questions, Trustee Lepore?
Actually, one further, is it, on page 2, we're looking at the authorization of $1,819,088, or as much as may be needed to match federal funds. Are we leaving ourselves a little too open-ended with that verbiage?
No, because this is an estimate at this time, so until we get our unit prices as bid by the contractor when the project is let, this is essentially an estimate. So if once whatever that comes in, we have an anticipation for how much it's going to be, there will be a consistent 80-20 split.
Yeah, okay.
No matter what that total is, it's 80% federal, 20% local. So it's just saying we'll pay our 20% match to ensure that we receive our 80% federal funding.
Understood.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Right.
Wait, hold on. It was Lepore and, was it Mason or Muller?
Yes, Mason.
Mason, okay.
So, ma'am, Trustee Lepore just covered exactly what I've circled here, and which leaves us open-ended. And it makes me a little nervous to leave a open-ended and agree to an open-ended. And I get you're saying that they're quotes, it's a guesstimate at this time, it's not an actual. But when you read this, it says that the mayor and the board of trustees authorize 1.819-88, so $1.8 million basically, or as much as needed to match federal funds in the completion of the aforementioned project known as section number 16-0017-00WR. The problem I have is it's too open-ended. If the, do we know, go ahead, please.
So it's just essentially saying that we will hit our 20%. Whatever the total comes to, the federal funds cover 80%. We will pony up as much as we need to match our 20% in order to receive the 80% of federal funding.
So Madam Mayor?
Yeah, it's yours.
So if the project runs to 20 million,
if the project came in at 20 million, we would not go through with the project.
But hold on,
That would be
but-
5 times the
So
estimate.
I want to pause there, and I don't mean to cut you off in your time, but I believe that's exactly what he's saying, is that there's no overview from this board, because as the motion is read, we don't have a chance to go back on that, because it's saying whatever is needed to complete the project. So I have to agree with them that there has to be some sort of cap, or there's got to be some sort of, where it does come back to the board. So it could say not to exceed X amount before the board can reconsider. I understand that we have to get through this project done. This has been going on for way before any of us sat up here.
Yes.
100%. I also agree that we made promises to people to expand this road, and we definitely need it in the business area. I'm a little hesitant on that bike path because we have so many issues with our current bike paths. Adding one on an open area to make it more of a freeway for dirt bikes is a little scary for me. But I want to proceed, but I think we need to bring it in just a little bit because we need to cap at some point. I'm going to go back to Trustee Mason because I kind of stole his floor and I apologize.
No, and we're working in unison, we all are, and you're doing your job too, and we understand that, and we're going to make verbiage mistakes or whatever the case. I would just feel so much more comfortable if we amended this, maybe not to exceed 2 million, put a cap there, and then if we run them into these troubles, as I had mentioned, and Trustee Lepore had pointed out, because everything he said was exactly what I was thinking, and I could ask legal right now, your thought process, if you don't mind, Madam Mayor, your thought process, but I just feel really, I feel vulnerable when I leave something so far open-ended. So if the quote came in and the actual is $45 million, I don't want to be holding, at 20% of $45 million. So if we could cap it, please, ad lib here, or say what you need.
Yeah.
I mean, you can certainly put in the language of the resolution that reads.
I have it underlined, circled.
Yeah, or as much as may be needed to match federal funds, however, not to exceed $2 million.
Does that work, Mr. Westcott?
I mean, that way, if he's covered in the event there's a little bit of overage that comes in, and if there's a large overage that comes in,
comes back in front of us.
back before the board for reconsideration.
Is that good?
So ultimately, this has to be approved by IDOT. This is all required by the state as part of our local public agency funding agreement. So I understand where you guys are coming from. You know what I mean? It makes sense to me. Ultimately, it's going to be their approval. I will say that this goes through a pretty rigorous state bid process. If the bids come in, X percentage over what this engineer's probable estimate is of cost, generally speaking, you'll revisit, right? If it's well above the engineer's estimate of cost, you will revisit it. We don't have to accept a bid. We don't have to award a bid if it well exceeds that, right? So in what you're saying is if it comes back at 20 million, that would be an exorbitant number. We would likely pull back and have to reevaluate the plans. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually it's pretty close, but I understand you guys don't operate on usually. You want to be more certain about these things, especially when it comes to 2 million. I don't think that there would be an issue. Again, this is just something that I pulled standard from the IDOT forms, that they all have the same language in there. It's just understanding that we are going to pony up our 20%. So if we want to put a cap on it, that's fine. If we want to amend this, that's fine. I'll submit it to IDOT for their review, and then if they have an issue with it, they can send it back to us.
So based on what you're saying, you brought it up to the 20%, which you came up with 1.8 million with the plans and everything else, and that is what IDOT was requesting. You basically took their language, so I'm okay with that. So if we do an amendment, which I would like to do, is an amendment to not exceed $2 million before it had to come back in front of this board for approval. And that covers you, Mr. Westcott, for what you need to accomplish, but it protects us at this exact same time.
Okay, is there a second to approve his motion to amend?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reiners. Okay. Any more discussion on the amendment? On the amendment. Madam Clerk, please call the roll as motion as The motion is amended.
On the amendment.
On the amendment to the motion. Yeah, I read that backwards. I said that backwards.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Shaler.
Aye.
Okay, the amendment is passed. Any more discussion on this item?
Yeah, I have a few questions. Where are we at with the Phase 2 engineering and design?
I would say we are at 95%.
Okay. And then I see it's going to go out to a letting for September. When would you plan on having a shovel in the ground?
We would likely not start construction until the following year. There are utility relocations that need to take place, and we also want to be mindful of the pumpkin farm and their season to make sure that we're not impacting that more than we already will be with the construction.
How does that line up with Bell Road and 151st project?
So the intersection at Bell Road and 151st will not be altered with that project. The construction starts north of there. It'll be ongoing at the same time, so there'll be construction throughout the Bell Road corridor, which will also be ongoing.
Just looking for the least amount of impact. At one point, I even thought to myself, maybe Phase 2 should go first over Phase 1, but it sounds like you guys thought it all through, so.
Looking at the progress that's been made on the county project from 151st to Martingale thus far, I'm hopeful that they get a bulk of that done this year.
Sorry, guys. I don't disagree. I think you did a great job putting this together.
Pending utility conflicts.
Yeah.
And if we don't think it's you, the county's been lagging a little bit, and I know you have confidence and you're optimistic, and we appreciate that, but you and I sit and listen to these reports as well.
Yeah, but that's just paving now. They've already moved all the utilities over there, right?
It was the utilities that were the issue.
Right, there are yes, correct, two separate projects. The 143rd Street and Bell intersection is one project that is experiencing some utility relocation delays right now. The plus side is PT Farrow, the contractor, in the middle section from Martingale to 151st Street is a separate contract, still a county contract, but they are full speed ahead as of right now, so.
Anybody have any more questions on this side of the room? Trustee Lepore.
Just in general, what start date, completion date, anything?
So assuming we can let the project in September and give a notice to proceed shortly thereafter, we would assume that the contractor would get out there really first thing in 2027. But again, it's dependent on utility relocations, which are ongoing right now.
And the purpose of this project is to alleviate congestion on 151st Street between Parker and Bell Road, correct?
That is correct. It'll upgrade the section, the roadway section, from a 2-lane open ditch design to a 3-lane section with closed curb and gutter, which will provide drainage improvements throughout the corridor as well.
Thanks for the clarification on that. And I just want to state for the record that there's a lot of narrative within the village that this board is anti-business along 151st Street. There's one in particular between Bell and Parker. I just want to say this is going to definitely benefit them, and I would like to squash that narrative if at all possible. Thank you.
Anybody on this side of the room? Trustee Shaler.
Madam Mayor, I do have a question. Regarding the federal and state fund grants, in the past when I've applied for grants and have been awarded a grant, the grant was the monies and that is all, so they wouldn't fluctuate. Is this different when we're talking about a grant regarding infrastructure road improvements, that it would fluctuate dependent on what the end cost was?
Yes, so the Surface Transportation Program, and similar to ITEP, which we're also using in this. So a great example would be our Heroes Trail West expansion that we had out here. And that runs from Heritage Park out east to, Culver Park, we'll call it, is the terminus of that. So we used ITEP funding for that, and the way that it works is essentially that the state foots the bill for it, and then they bill us for our 20%. So in that case, we had anticipated the project was going to cost close to $500,000. We came in well under that. It was bid at around $350,000. So right? When we requested that funding, it was based off of an engineer's estimate for considerably more than what we anticipated the project was going to cost, or what the project actually ended up costing. And then it just still comes the same. It's 80% of what that price is, because you don't know what the final cost is going to be until we have, right, agreed unit prices for the contract after it's bid and after it's awarded, and then at the end of the project, any potential change orders that you may have throughout the project as well are factored into that total, and then that comes down to that final 80-20 split.
So that's where the change occurs that Trustee Mason was speaking about.
Correct.
Okay.
Anybody else? I just want to make sure that we are working with all of the residents and businesses along 151st Street, that we're not going to interfere with any business that's going on at certain periods of time. So if a project's beginning, we're notifying all the residents and businesses along 151st Street. So we're working with them to make sure that they're not being impacted during their busy season.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the residents that also live there, they're going to be well aware of when expansion's happening, so if they need to get in or out of their driveways or whatever,
V3 will be our consultant that will be out in the field managing this project on the construction side of things. Mr. French was our engineer that was running the trail expansion out here as well for V3. We had great experience with him dealing with the residents throughout there. That was actually a part of why we selected V3 for this phase, is they have a good background in coordinating with the residents and making sure that we maintain access and treating this project as more than just a section of roadway, but a larger corridor, right? And what things are impacted by it, not only just the residents, the school buses, and all the other things that pass through this corridor.
Yeah, hopefully it will address those accidents that keep happening right around 151st and that street, Eagle Ridge Drive? Is that Eagle Ridge Drive?
A Rosary?
The one where, right past the Parks Department, or right in front of the Parks Department.
Oh, yeah.
Eagle
that's
Ridge, yeah,
Eagle
right?
Ridge, yeah.
So
Hopefully that helps.
the grand scheme of things, right, the full process or the full project scope is from Cedar to Bell. This first section of it is just from Parker to Bell, but it will rectify all of those site distance issues throughout this corridor.
I really hope so. I really would like them to focus strictly on that, and I'm sure the sheriff's office would too. All right, I think we beat this enough. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion as amended.
Correct.
No, we already voted to, oh yeah, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Muller? Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 18, consider for approval waiving the utility permit fee for flock camera installation. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Holzhauser, is there a second? Trustee Mason, thank you.
Mate.
I saw you going for the mic.
I was watching Trustee Shell.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No comment.
Trustee Mason?
I got a comment.
Of course you do.
I apologize, but...
I'm kidding.
You know, we're waiving $1,200 fees. If we decide that a camera's in the wrong place and doesn't work out well, are they going to move it free of charge? When ComEd comes to us and says, hey, I'm going to do some work, and these are services that we pay for, we charge them a permit fee. If Illinois American Water comes to us and they say, hey, look, I'm going to dig up on 151st Street for whatever reason, and they have to apply for a permit and they have to pay for it. So when I pay for services, I feel that, especially if it's a ongoing service, and if Joe has something to add, to change that, or alleviate my thought process, I feel that, are they giving us a $1,200 discount? Is that why we're going to alleviate this? If it was our own public works department, I totally get it. But this is an outside company making money off the village, and they require a permit, so why are we waiving it?
Thank you. Lepore made the motion, Holzhauser made it, Mason was second. Trustee Schaller?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, it's just a request. I agree with Trustee Mason.
Trustee Muller?
I do agree, I'm a little bit torn.
Is your microphone on?
No, it's not.
Okay, thank you.
I'm a little bit torn on it. If a contractor is doing work for us, do they normally get a permit?
I can answer that if you'd like.
Please.
So in years past, for as long as I've been in this village in a official capacity, when we hire a contractor or somebody to do a job performance for us, we typically waive that fee. Because it's us asking for it to be done. So there is a pattern and there is a history that we do waive those fees.
And I know this is a little bit different than that, or it's...
Kinda, but not really. I mean, it's the same. I mean, if somebody was to put in curbs and sewers or curbs and gutters or something that we would ask them to come out for, we would waive their fees. Sometimes, you know, in the past, it didn't always come before the board. We have an amazing attorney who catches everything, or at least tries and attempts to catch everything, where the board should see everything and the residents should hear everything. So this was put on the agenda, rightfully so, but in years past, it wasn't always put on the agenda. And Trustee Reinders has been here for quite some time, and she made the point to say to me earlier today, like, I don't remember really waiving fees, and it's because it was always just done, because we give staff, you know, that space to do, that authority to do that, but typically we do waive it when it's work being done for us. But again, it's 100% up to you guys, but I mean, we've waived fees for sister municipalities before too. I mean, and they're not doing work for us. So.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Trustee Reinders? No?
You said what I thought.
Did I miss anyone? Trustee Lepore?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to go on record in stating that I'm against all things flock, including waiving permit fees. Thank you.
All right. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Madam Clerk, please call the, oh, no, he went first.
Oh, okay.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Yay.
Trustee Mason?
Pass.
Trustee Muller?
Yay.
We went from aye to yay.
Trustee Lepore?
No.
Trustee Reinders?
No.
Trustee Shaler?
No.
Trustee Mason?
You made some good points. Yay.
So is that 4-2?
You have to vote.
No, it's 3-3, it's tiebreaker. Oh, you dirties. Yay. All right, motion carries. All right, number 19, consider for approval one of the 3 proposals for supplemental IT support. So as you know, there's going to be a motion to...
Table.
Oh, you're going to make a motion to table?
I'm going to make a motion to table.
So table supersedes. Second, Trustee Shaler. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the table. Caught me off guard on that one.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Shaler?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Yeah, Mayor.
You didn't call it, you didn't say till when or anything, but you just want to table it indefinitely or table it to a next meeting?
Can
Or
I say it?
I think we're kind of late.
I mean, ma'am, you can pull it from the table. I mean, you can say anything you want now, but I mean,
Yeah.
you can pull it from the table.
I just want to say the reason why I wanted to table this is because I would like to have a workshop with all 3 of these vendors, because of the fact that, you know, we've really, in the last couple months, we've experienced a lot of problems at this village when it comes to this type of service. So before we just go ahead and just vote on this, I think it would behoove all of us for a workshop to have these companies come in and give a presentation to the board before we go ahead and sign into the dotted line.
Sure. Well, the motion to table has passed anyway, so if
that
you
was
can
my
make sure
reasoning.
that whoever, Mr. Weber or whoever's in charge of this portion can make a workshop happen. I think Madam Clerk, you're involved in this too, right?
The clerk
Yes.
is, ma'am, may I say something?
Yes.
Because, you know, IT support, emails, things of that nature are intricately part of the clerk's responsibility statutorily in being responsible to be the custodian of all of our records for the village. The clerk's office 100% has to be involved in this decision-making process on, you know, what support groups to utilize. So the clerk would have to be a part of it, ma'am.
Okay. All right, moving on to number 20. Consider for approval resolution number 26-013, a resolution approving the settlement agreement and release in Anastasia, I always screw up this name, Patronakos, versus the Village of Homer Glen, case number 2023 LA 466, pending in the 12th Judicial Circuit, Will County, Illinois, and authorizing its executive execution to avoid the burdens of continued litigation and resolve disputed claims. That was a tongue twister. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Trustee Schaller, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason, Trustee Schaller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I read through L20. I think it is self-explanatory when you read it. I have nothing further.
Trustee Mason.
I agree with Trustee Schaller, self-explanatory, and I'm in agreement.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No comment.
Trustee Muller? Trustee Lepore?
No issues.
Trustee Reinders?
I concur with Trustee Schaller and Trustee Mason.
Attorney?
Just quickly, just so the public is aware, the settlement agreement clearly states that there is absolutely no admission of liability of wrongdoing by the village on behalf of any present employees, officers, or present or former employees, officers, or officials. This is simply being done for the costs and burdens of litigation and ongoing litigation and defense. And the village's contribution is, I believe, $10,000 and some change, $10,700 or such of the total combined settlement, and that's without admitting any liability or wrongdoing of any kind.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Schaller?
Yes.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Motion carries. 21, consider for approval an agreement between Commonwealth Edison, ComEd, and the Village of Homer Glen regarding the village's FOIA obligations, notice to ComEd of any requested disclosure of exempt documents, and ComEd's identification of the village for FOIA actions released thereto. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make the motion, but with an amendment subject to legal review.
There's an amendment on the table. Is there a second to the amendment?
I'll make that second.
No, that's good.
Any discussion on the amendment? Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendment.
That's fine.
Amendment to the motion.
Isn't it already on there?
It's a little inconclusive, so just take it, just to make sure it's clarified.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any more discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the motion as amended.
Trustee Schaller?
Roll on the motion.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Muller? Aye. Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Motion carries. 22, consider for approval a proposal for Administrative Consulting Specialist, LLC, ACS, to provide 12 months of expansive administrative support and work on various administrative projects as directed by the village board and senior management. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Schaller, is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Who was it? Trustee Lepore?
Trustee Lepore.
Schaller? Trustee Schaller?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Administrative Consulting Specialist provides numerous behind-the-scenes work for the village in every facet of each department. So from grant writing to studies that we request, rewriting of any number of in-house documents that would take staff a long amount of time, which would put on the back burner other pressing issues. I believe that this is a excellent addition for the village to utilize extensively and lean on ACS for as much outside help as possible.
Thank you, Trustee Schaller. Trustee Lepore?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I also agree with Trustee Schaller. I think very important to keep this relationship going, this contract going. Looking forward to ACS continuing their work with the Village of Homer Glen, and there's a lot of work still to be done, including a comprehensive plan, which I think is of utmost importance. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Mason?
I agree with both trustees.
Trustee Reinders?
I agree.
Trustee Holzhauser?
I concur.
Trustee Muller?
As do I.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the motion as amended.
Trustee Schaller?
Wait, I didn't make it. There was no amendment. I'm totally making it up.
Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Muller? Aye. Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Motion carries. I'm sorry, you guys made so many amendments tonight, I just got used to saying it. There's no workshop tonight. Before we get to old business, I want to thank the residents who are here that stuck through this. This was a very long agenda. I really appreciate it. I love seeing your guys' faces. I see you guys on a continuous basis, and I appreciate it. We're going to move on to old business. I have a couple of things myself, but I'm going to turn it over to Director Westcott for an update regarding Long Run Creek.
Yes, first and foremost, just as an FYI, because of the length of the agenda tonight, we pushed the stormwater meeting to the next
Thank you.
agenda so that we were not here any later tonight than we already are.
Which we are doing really good.
This is impressive.
Yeah, I'm impressed
This is
myself.
well under the 2.5-hour mark, so. As an update regarding Long Run Creek, we are looking into getting some funding for our watershed-based plan update. We are working with HR Green on that. They did submit a professional services agreement for that in the amount of close to $70,000 for that update. It's a big chunk of change for an update to a plan. It does provide benefit to the village, like I said, in obtaining future grant funding for these types of things and environmental improvement projects up and down the creek.
There's two currently, right? Two grants?
There's 2 that are open currently that we are going to look into this. The grant windows, they have received the funding. I did speak with the gentleman from the IPA. They have received the funding. They will open the grant windows this summer. So we're going to be looking into those. One is a 604B, which is 100% funded, 0% local match. The other one is a 319 grant, which is a 60-40 split. Both are very competitive. So we're going to try to do what we can to push our watershed plan update to the top. What it sounds like from the IEPA gentleman is that kind of less is more, right? Making these reports more streamlined and easier to read, less fluff in there. So I think that's what we'll try to focus on, and fingers crossed that we can secure some of the additional grant funding for that.
What's the total possibility in those grants, do you know?
What's that?
So
Total possibility.
Is there like a dollar amount put on those grant numbers? Probably not, right?
I don't know what the extent of the total funding is for the IEPA for those, but they have received funds which they will allocate to, X awards. So the goal is to get the full $70,000 for our watershed-based plan update. And then, the fallback is potential 60-40 split, which is still great. So we're going to shoot for those 2. In the meantime, we have been working with residents to try and identify some blockages. Residents that have brought them to our attention. Mr. Canning here, who's attended a lot of our board meetings, has been very involved. Lou as well has been very involved. So we've reached out to them to identify some areas of concern. We've gone out and investigated some of these areas of concern. I spoke with Mr. Canning just before the meeting. There's 2 more locations that we will be looking into and identifying potential blockages in the creek. And that's kind of our boots on the ground update for now.
Love it.
Yep.
So, may I say something?
Yes, please.
Director Westcott, can you just let the board or the mayor's office know whatever dates you have scheduled with the residents to go out there and take a look at the creek area?
Absolutely.
I think a couple of the trustees would like to attend as well, just to.
I have a spare pair of waders.
Boots on the ground, just to see what it's about, to try to resolve it for everyone.
Put on your galoshes.
I would drown.
Yeah. Maybe not so much trustee Reinders, but there are others.
She can't make it over the logs.
We will set something up.
Throw you on my back.
You can do it.
We'll set something up here and then.
We'll put you in a canoe.
Yeah.
All right. Director Woods, did you have something you wanted to share?
I forgot to say this earlier. At the mayor's direction, I put together a program for this year for a shared cost sidewalk replacement. We've been getting many requests for that over the past several years. The mayor talked to me about it, and then I worked it out with Manager Baber and the finance director. And this year, so I put together a program, so it will go into effect this year, and it will be available to any resident who wants to avail themselves of the 50, well, sometimes it's called a 50-50, but we're calling it a shared cost program. So normally you approve the $250,000 contract today for sidewalk and curb repair. That's areas that we work in. So if somebody calls and says, I have a sidewalk square that needs to be replaced, and we're not working in that area, they got to wait till we are working in that area. Under this program, it's separate from that contract you did. We're doing a trial program this year at $25,000. Once that's gone, then the program will end for the year. And if we get a considerable amount more requests for it, we'll talk about increasing it for next year, but it was just something that I thought was a nice program that people have been asking for.
Yeah,
and the mayor wanted me to put together.
It typically comes up when people are replacing their driveways, and then they have to tear up the sidewalk. So people tend to call us to tell us that they want their sidewalk replaced, but unfortunately, if they tear it up, they gotta replace it. So I went through it myself when I was replacing my own driveway, and I said, what's the deal here? And I had to replace it myself, which is fine. But moving forward, I think it would be a nice offer to the residents who are improving their own home. I mean, we offer it to businesses to improve the beautification of the outside. We might as well open something to the residents as well. So thank you, Mr. Westcott, for doing that. I am Trustee Woods, whatever. Okay.
I have some old business, Madam Mayor.
Trustee Mason.
Thank you. Yes, I just wanted, since we're talking about old business, we received, and IT issues, we received phones and changed providers to T-Mobile, probably about 4 weeks ago now. I did have an issue with my phone where texting, nobody knew who it was, if it was outside of a iPhone. So if you had anybody that was an Android, we looked into it. We asked Dan assisted me. We tried to repair it in-house. We contacted T-Mobile. To this day, I've never heard from them, but it's resolved as of about a week and a half ago by Director Cuss of EMA and Ordinance. I kind of explained what was going on. He made a couple calls. Did a backflip and a hula hoop, showed up at my house, fixed my phone in 10 minutes, said, have a great day. So just letting you know that I'm still waiting for that call from T-Mobile. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
So I appreciate Director Cuss, believe me.
Director Cuss does a great job. I have a couple of things. Number one is Harrow's Trail. Way back in the day when I was a trustee and chaired the Parks Committee, we had mile markers along the trail. So when people are walking along the trail, and if an incident was to happen, it's nice for them to call either 911 or non-emergency to say, hey, at mile marker 2, 3, whatever. Are we continuing that program? Because with all the new trails, I haven't really seen any mile markers on there.
What I'd like to do is maybe direct that to Public Service and Safety Committee.
Okay.
That's was discussed previously at that committee level, and talk to and get something, because I know the first responders are usually the ones that utilize that type of identification marking type thing if somebody has an incident on the trail. So I'd like to refer that back to the Public Service and Safety Committee.
Perfect. If it is going to take some time, I just would like to make the recommendation, doesn't have to, but maybe if we can at least maybe paint some sort of mile marker from some point to some point. I know it washaways and everything, but there was a recent, not incident, but a possible incident, because it was nice outside. This person was walking a long time and, had an incident with dirt bikes and wanted to notify the police of where they were exactly. So it just would have been helpful. And that's part of the beautification program that I'm thinking of, because the bike paths are so out in the open. It may help create shade in the future for residents to use it, so they're not walking in the blazing sun on a blacktop. Also, the poop stations, it would be nice to possibly add maybe a station here and there.
I think those are both great ideas.
We do, but not on all the new paths.
I will have the Parks Department
At least maybe at the end, like where it meets the street or something. I don't know, maybe.
I know they've recently added a number of them after the resident reached out to me, and we did install some new poop stations, I guess you call them. But we will reevaluate that as well.
All right, perfect. And the other thing is, I'm getting a lot of inquiries since the summer's approaching, and I've gotten it over the last couple of years, not as many as this year, but residents are rather concerned that the village doesn't provide any programs for outside of school. People are asking about camps and things like that. And I do try to explain that we're not a park district, that our parks, we don't have a tax for parks, and this is all, our parks and everything is provided by, different funds that come in. So Joe and I were kind of teasing each other earlier about, looking at purchasing some property to, maybe have some camps out there. I know that's way down the road. I had brought up a Ozinga property because it's very pretty and it's very expensive, but that would be a beautiful place to have a camp. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do or absolutely in mind, but I think it would be a good idea to have a vision down the road. I don't think residents want an additional tax, so that's not where I'm going with that, but if there's a way to really tighten up that budget a little bit so we could save some money to possibly add some camp programs or add smaller camps in our parks. I know I'm asking a lot, but residents are asking, and I really would like staff and the trustees to put your thinking caps on and try to finagle a way to make something happen. I know Joe's
Or again,
looking.
it's a staffing consideration.
I know, but it would be seasonal because it would be during the summer.
You have a swimming service hours.
And it would be community service hours for village, so just thinking volunteers.
I think a lot of it has to do with insurance, Mayor. We really have to carry like a heavy insurance. Believe me, we've thought about it at Parks. I mean,
Yeah.
we actually, at our last Parks meeting, I actually went through all the different programs that Orland Park has, and basically, they're not a park district either. And how they raise their funds is through fees by their different programs. That's how they fund their Parks and Recreation Department,
Yeah.
through the fees. But I mean, we just don't seem to have that capability. We don't have a building, number one, to house kids. They have all of those buildings. They have their parks that have,
Then maybe we partner with the township and try to make a camp program with Trentina.
that would be great. Well, we need to finish Trentina first.
So just thinking caps, I think maybe some sort of ideas that we can toss around.
That would be a great program for Trentina.
Madam Mayor, I think that's a great idea. Trantina, maybe we could work with the township. You have a swimming pool in your backyard. I think there's a lot of things that can be done if we put our thinking caps on.
I have more kids in my pool all year round than, in the summer, than you can imagine. Okay, so just wanted to throw that out there because I have gotten 6 or 7 messages already for it, so.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we already did new business. Is there a motion to go into executive session? No, hearing none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
No, we don't. Why?
No, we
You can
don't.
handle it outside of an executive session, right? Ooh, that's an ugly look. All right, is there a motion? Trustee Pasquinelli is making a motion to go into executive session. Trustee Moeller made the first. Is there a second?
But you got to get the bases, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. For discussion of, what are we doing in for?
Read them all. Just read them all.
Discussion regarding personnel, discussion regarding pending and ongoing litigation, discussion regarding public utilities, discussion regarding real estate acquisition, real estate sales, and no 5. Is there a motion? Trustee Mueller made it first. Is there a second?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore caved. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I oppose. I oppose. Okay.
I oppose.
We got 1 opposed.
I oppose.
I got 2 opposed. Ooh. Everyone else
into
said
my
aye. All right, we're going to an executive session. We're putting a 5-minute limit on it. I'm just kidding.
Okay, do we have to take a 5-minute recess?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, you don't have to.
Yeah, no
All right.
drinks in there.
5 minutes, I'm out of your hair, everyone just go.
Okay, good.
No recess, okay.
Okay, no recess.
I left it inside.
Got to talk about Summer Gallagher.
Okay.